Welcome to Nintendo Dads, episode 593, recorded on August 20th, 2026. And I'm being very quiet because I have a puppy sleeping behind me. On this week's episode, we talk about Nintendo's exclusive collectible card set for Justin's favorite character, Warren Spector retiring, and he says it's all for real this time, and how much is too much for a controller. Jesse, you know what to do.
What's up, everybody? It's Nintendo Dads, and it's episode 593, and it's August 20th, 2026. And joining me on the show tonight, Mr. Timoff and Mr. Jesse Waldack. I'm your host, Marty Estes. Well, we're all hosts, really. We're co-hosts. We're not just co-hosts. We're not just clients. We're part of the program. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway.
Yes.
How you guys
Do you remember those commercials? You remember those?
Yeah. What was it?
Not
just
only the
for
president.
men?
Yeah. Not only the president.
I'm
I'm
not
a
just
client.
the president. I'm also a client.
Right?
Nintendo Dads. I'm not just a host. I'm a co-host.
Yes. Yes. Not only a host, but I play games too.
It should be a shirt, like with our logo, and it just says I'm a co-host.
Okay.
Everybody. Then it could be everybody, right?
Everybody's a co-host.
Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
I'm not only a listener, I'm a gamer.
Ah. I'm not just a gamer. I'm also a dad.
There you go.
Yeah,
Not only a listener, I'm a dad.
That's the shirt.
There you go.
You okay? You good?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm just sorry, just coming off of playing a game that we just got a code for today or recently. And I could talk about that one. And then there was something else I played I can't talk about not until next week. So I'm excited about those opportunities that we get. So, but yeah.
Secret.
It is. Jesse, how are you
Sworn
doing?
to secrecy, or at least embargoed, right?
Yes.
I'm doing well. I was just remember earlier this year I had 7 a.m. calls. They're going to be starting up again, so things are going to get rough for me. But I wanted to again do a quick little mention of something that popped up on the Discord this weekend. I thought it was amusing. So that someone
I like things that are amusing.
Set up this new AI bot that's been kind of more raunchy than Robo Jesse. Picking on socked feet on hardwood floor, among other things. Anyway, so this bot goes, beat my dice roll, do it /roll 1d20. So Trey rolls a 12, Gamer Nerd rolls a 7, Nav No Ryan rolls a 1, I roll a 4. And then it kind of gives a summary. The preliminary dice telemetry has been logged. The results are concerning. Trey met the baseline. You won't immediately die of your own accord. Gold star for basic motor skills. Gamer Nerd barely scraped past a 5 with an eager +1 bonus. Your enthusiasm is noted. Your dice weight is under investigation. Me failed to beat a 5. I hope your will is up to date and your running shoes are double knotted. And Navno, a natural 1. You haven't even entered the dungeon, and you've already managed to critically embarrass your entire sector. The syndicate sponsors are laughing at us. Calibration complete. Floor 1 is not going to be gentle on this batch. So then Justin and his mastery of technology comes in with 1d20 roll. And you say, Tim says it starts with a slash. And then demonstrates Tim's ability to roll a 12. Darth Platypus rolls a 1, Blanco rolls a 1, and says, son of a! Then that fast rolls a 20. And then Spider Sean rolls a 19. And then I decide to be funny and roll a 10d4. 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. 24 points total. Now the AI responds. Yet here you are, banging on the airlock doors with dice like unruly raccoons. Let us review the catastrophic telemetry. Mason, 23, with the Canadian flag icon. That's important for later. Attempted to yell raw text at the bot like a medieval peasant shouting at a microwave. Twice. Syntax errors will get you eaten on floor 1. Tim provided basic IT support to the Canadian, then rolled a strictly pedestrian 12. Adequate, administrator. Do not let it go to your head.
I like how it knows I'm the admin for this thing.
Darth Platypus. Another 1. You have joined Crawler Navno in the pre-dungeon casualty ward. Please do not touch anything metallic. Blanco, a 3rd natural 1. 3 critical failures and a single calibration phase. The Syndicate bookies are currently projecting an 80% party wipe in the entrance foyer. Son of a is not a valid combat cantrip. John's 20 and Spider-Man's 19. Look at you two, sweating in the back row. A 19 and a 20. Statistically impressive. Visually excessive. Congratulations on the floor 1 mobs. Now know exactly who to swarm first. Then it goes to me with my own section. New achievement, Math Rebel. Target, Crawler Laugher. Description, failed your D20 roll, experienced severe panic, and dumped a handful of sharp D4 pyramid dice onto the floor in defiance of syndicate protocols. Reward, 1 D4 puncture wounds to your own bare feet and a stern reminder that floor 1 runs on D20s, not bulk geometry. The preliminary diagnostics are officially closed. Floor 1 environmental hazards are currently being calibrated to account for our 3 confirmed statistical liabilities. Transmission terminated for real this time. And that,
yes,
we haven't heard back from it yet to know what's going on. And then Marty...
and then I came in and rolled a 1D100.
yes.
And rolled a 5. So...
Not sure if
sure
if the bot's going to do anything about that, but
the floor runs on D20s, so I don't like those rules and I don't like those odds when you can roll a 100-sided die and get a 5. But as I explained to you guys, that's about the same luck that I have in like analog board games when I need to roll something good.
Yeah.
So there you go. But hey, this isn't board game dads or AI dads or bot dads or dice dads. This is Nintendo dads. And we've got a lot to talk about this week, even though it doesn't seem like Nintendo wanted to feed us with any news. And so, Jesse, you know what to do. Each and every week, our show is brought to us by you guys over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, where we call you friends of the show. But also, friends of the show exist on twitch.tv/Nintendo Dads as well. You can support us via Patreon for as little as $1 a month. There's also $5, $10, and $30 tiers there with all different kinds of rewards. Amazon Prime subscribers can use their free monthly subscription on Twitch to subscribe to us and get into the Discord as well. Your support gets you an ad-free version of the podcast, access to the Discord that I've already mentioned, and various events, free codes, and contest entries throughout the year. And we want to say a huge thanks to everyone who supports us already, whether it's on Patreon, Twitch, it's liking, sharing. Huge response this week over on our Instagram account to some shorts that we've been posting, or reels as they call them there. It's reels, shorts, TikToks, I don't know. Short form videos.
Every platform has their no name for the same damn thing.
Yeah, I know. It's all copycat. But so we're there. And wherever you're at on social media, we're probably there too. And so you can check us out and see what we're doing up there. We clip up parts of the show and throw them up there that we think people need to hear. And so, yeah, thanks for your support. We're very appreciative. We love you guys, and keep on keeping on. The best thing you can do to grow the show is just share this week's episode with somebody that you think might enjoy it. Either the video or the audio version. And so again, patreon.com/Nintendo Dads or twitch.tv/Nintendo Dads. Supporting us on either of those platforms gets you into the beginning of those perks. And the best part is the ad-free version of the podcast. All right, guys, Nintendo news this week. One item. Actually, there's 2 items. We'll talk about the second one. It's a minor one to a lot of people, but it's not minor to Tim. All right. and we'll talk about that when we get there. But we did want to let you know that from now until September the 1st, you have an opportunity to get a free collectible card set for completing the Donkey Kong Challenge. And if you've been living under a rock, the Donkey Kong Challenge is currently running on the Switch homepage. When you go to news, you can click DK Challenge and play through classic Donkey Kong games on NSO to complete challenges, or you can play challenges based in Donkey Kong Bonanza. You do have to own the game and have it downloaded to your system to be able to do that. But Nintendo has officially announced a limited time.
And you have to have NSO to
Nintendo
do any of this.
What's that?
And you have to have NSO to do any of this.
Yeah, that's right. You do have to have NSO. So you can get a limited time, or this limited time promotion offers a physical 39 card collectible set and custom card case for players who complete the entire DK challenge by September 1st at 12:59 a.m. Pacific time. You don't have to have any platinum points. This offer is exclusively available to United States residents who have an active Nintendo Switch Online subscription, and qualified players will receive a My Nintendo notification in early October with precise instructions on how to claim their physical set. Y'all, how cool is this?
It wouldn't surprise me if they still charge $5 for shipping.
Oh, it's definitely shipping. They're definitely shipping.
So yeah, because
I would think
the times of them shipping their free items for free has been over for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess more like $7 for shipping. I think that's what it had gotten up to when you get stuff from the My Nintendo rewards now.
It probably depends on the item. A deck of cards, I imagine, should not be too much.
Probably won't, but they'll still try to.
Anyway, we'll see. So I'm hoping that they do something similar now for Zelda.
Oh, I would love that too. And Mario.
Yeah.
And other things.
But with Ocarina of Time coming later this year, we can do challenges related to that, plus challenges related to damn near all of their legacy Zelda games that are on NSL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting to see what they do from this point on, especially to see how well this turned out. Yeah. Of course, they got all the data, I'm sure.
Yeah. Whether there's another physical reward at the end, don't know. Maybe, I hope so, but I'm not going to.
Maybe this was a test to do this one because the DK one was.
But still, even if they don't do a physical reward, the challenge is still something that could be fun to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying though, because the DK probably could be a smaller group of people compared to something as big as Zelda, to where if this does work out, if it did work out the way they hoped it did, then then they can go to the bigger games. Like
I just want to see one of their Zelda 2 challenges just be something balls hard.
Defeat Thunderbird,
of course,
or defeat Shadowlink. I mean, that's hard, right?
Well, if you know how to cheese it, you can cheese that one. But Thunderbird is hard. Is a hard fight.
Yeah,
because you pretty much you got to use all of your magic just to spawn the thing, so you don't have anything left to heal.
Get to the other side of Death Mountain.
Yeah, that would be a legit challenge. That I could see them doing that.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to those. The others, yes. Not so much the others.
See, it's been so long since I've played Zelda 2. It's almost time for me to do my Zelda 2 run. So I'm kind of excited for this.
I just hope that I would love one day for them to just give us an updated version.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys.
We'll see.
Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 remake. They love remakes, right?
Yes.
And you may wonder, why are we talking about this for so long? It's because that's literally the only item in Nintendo news this week.
Yep.
Unless you want to talk about the Nintendo Music thing.
Except for Nintendo Music, which continues to surprise and delight, because tonight they heard Tim's pleas.
They knew what they were doing.
They have dropped 17 tracks from the SNES version of SimCity.
Yes.
Which could mean maybe.
That's as excited as he can get with the puppy in the room.
Yes.
Maybe, Tim.
Maybe
there's going to be an SNES.
Yes.
SimCity NSO sometime soon.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
I know you would love it. I would love it
Yes.
as well.
How many more times can I say yes?
A billion?
All the
Yes.
yeses.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
So, I mean, you can go listen to those. It's actually some pretty chill music. It was great, a great little soundtrack for the Super Nintendo back then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially for an early Super Nintendo game, it exercised that audio card or that audio chip.
I have it queued up to play either
Okay.
tomorrow
I
at
love
work
it.
or tonight while we're chatting in post show.
I love it. I love it. One other little item new of well, it's not really a little item, but another item of gaming related news. Warren Spector has announced that he is retiring. He says that the time has come for him to finally retire. And this is a guy whose career spans over 4 decades across tabletop role playing games, board games, and seminal video games. You most likely know Warren Spector for Deus Ex and System Shock. Other people might know him for Ultima Underworld Ultima Underworld, the Stygian Abyss, and Thief Deadly Shadows. He was also involved in Wing Commander and several other Ultima releases like Ultima 7 Part 2, Ultima 6, Epic Mickey, Crusader, Deus Ex Invisible War, Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two, and Underworld Ascendant. And tabletop games like Toon, the cartoon role playing game, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition, and Spelljammer, Paranoia, Send in the Clones, and Marvel Superheroes RPG, and the Uncanny X-Men box set, Top Secret SI, and probably some more. I didn't realize he'd been so involved in tabletop gaming.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yes. That's where he started. At TSR.
Yeah, when when I was in elementary school still.
Yeah.
Really?
I haven't seen the TSR name in a long time.
Yeah, that brought back some something.
Yeah, Tactical Studies Rules. That's what it stood for. I forgot what it stood for, but that's what it was before it got taken over by Wizards of the Coast, right? I know Hasbro owns it all now, but yeah,
Hasbro
all
just
that
owns
fun
everything.
corporate stuff.
It's
They
a good
own everything.
question. It was okay. It was bought by Wizards of the Coast, and
Mhm.
then it was purchased by Hasbro.
Yep.
Wizards of the Coast was purchased by Hasbro.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Hasbro's on
Well,
my blacklist right now.
yes, they are. They're on a lot of people's blacklist for that
Mhm.
Starscream snafu.
Yeah, that Transformer Studio Series Starscream being a store exclusive and then getting mass cancellations for thousands of people who had pre-ordered him.
That sucks for anybody who's pre-ordered anything to get a cancellation on a pre-order. You're thinking
And
you've
you have
secured your copy or whatever,
and
and they cancel it.
there was no warning, there was no reason given, except
Right.
now they're coming back and they're like, oh yeah, we know it's a problem, we're gonna fix it,
Yeah.
whatever. But I mean, it wasn't just Transformers that were affected. There were some GI Joe toys that got affected and sets that got affected there as well. Some people did manage to get them if they went to Target and like fought the masses for them when on the release day. But
Yeah.
according to a guy who works at our nearby Target, I asked him, and he actually has listened to the show some, and um, we've talked back and forth about video games and toys before. He said that they never received any. There's a
Wow.
tag on the shelf for these Star Screams, and they never
Yeah.
showed up. I was like, well, isn't that
Hasbro
great?
screwed up something.
Yeah, well, they want to blame Target, and Target wants to blame Hasbro, and who knows?
Yeah.
The statement they put out was like, "There's
Why
questions we
not
can't
both?
answer right now." How about both?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I pre-ordered one from Amazon UK. We'll see if it shows up.
Oh, they had
Good
them over
luck.
there.
Yeah, you can use your Amazon account on Amazon UK, and it will ship to the US.
Nice.
I don't
Yeah.
recommend it. I'm hoping to cancel it because I find one,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
Do
think
not
I've used
recommend.
it to buy something off the Amazon Japan shop before. I don't remember what it was, but it might have been eShop credit back when you could, and now you can't anymore. But
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
But yeah, so most of the games on this list that he's been involved in, while I did get maybe halfway or mostly through Epic Mickey, I think the game I put the most time in would be Wing Commander. I used to love that game when I was a kid.
that was
I
one I
I,
always wanted to play, but I
I
didn't
actually
have a
had a
computer to
flight.
play.
I actually had a flight stick that worked with it, and it worked really
Yeah.
nice. And
Oh, that would
it
be awesome.
it was really confusing. Being a PC game,
Yep.
it used a lot of buttons, and yeah, it took a while to learn what everything did.
And my cousin was into Ultima, so whenever I went over there, I got to see him play that a few times. So I knew about that game. I knew about a lot of these, but I didn't get to play a lot of these. One I really got into, obviously, was Epic Mickey. So that's
Isn't the
cool.
Switch 2 version of that coming out still this year, or did it already come out?
The Switch 2 version, I think we already got those. Yes.
So when they did the remaster of these, did they make the controls any better?
But it releases October 6th.
For 2?
For 2. It's out for 1, but for 2,
Oh,
the
okay.
Switch 2 build is in October.
Oh, okay. You're right then.
Um,
I thought it's been out.
yeah.
Yeah, Epic Mickey Rebrush comes out October 6th.
I
Yeah,
see. I see.
I didn't play the Switch build. I
So I'm
only
hoping
played the
that
Wii one.
I tried to play the original one and it was just not great.
Well,
I
I
mean,
am
like I
glad
wanted to like it, but the camera and the controls were not it.
I did not buy this yet then. I wonder if it'll be physical, the Switch 2 version.
I don't
It,
know.
it looks like it'll be separate though. There's no upgrade.
Yeah, and if it is physical, it'll probably be a Genki card because it's being published by THQ Nordic.
It is going to be physical.
Okay.
It does function. It says some listings indicate the physical release may function as a game key card, so it's not for sure yet.
Okay. All right. It'd be cool if they
But
had
it's $39.99. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd say that's
the
reasonable.
box art on I will say the box art on Target does say game key card on the front. So yes, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll think about that
Unfortunately.
one. I don't mind Genki
Some
card.
people I don't mind game key cards.
Yeah, I don't
Either.
mind.
I
It
don't think it's a
just
big
depends
deal.
on because I love that art on that cover of that. And I have the one of my favorite covers for Game Informer has really cool Epic Mickey
Oh
art
yeah,
on it
that was
too.
cool.
Yeah, the Switch build for Epic Mickey Rebrushed launched in September of 2024. So
Okay.
almost 2 years with that.
Okay.
So
Cool.
also $40 with the demo available.
Yes.
But yeah, but
So
no
you can
upgrade,
check out the controls there,
but
Marty, if
no
you want.
upgrade path between the two.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can do the demo at least.
But yeah, you can do the demo.
That is cool.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks for everything, Warren. Thanks for everything. Happy retirement.
Yeah. Hope he
Hopefully
enjoys
somebody gave you a
his
watch.
time. Yeah, maybe somebody gave him a watch or
Yes.
some money. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't need any money. Let's round out our news by talking about some releases and updates out now. 1,000 times. Is this called 1,000 times resist or 1,000x resist?
I thought
I
it was times.
We're going to call it 1,000 times resist. Nintendo
Sure.
Switch 2 edition is out. That's a free upgrade pack. Wobbly Life is out for Switch and Switch 2. It's a $5 upgrade. And Friday through Sunday, if you made it into the Dusk Bloods network test, you'll be able to play. and apparently some footage of that leaked online today. If you want to see what it looks like, it did say that that was like a late match footage where all of the players who had scored enough points made it to that final, like, free for all, I guess. A lot of people were complaining it was kind of a small arena, but the gameplay looked interesting, at least. Characters were certainly very diverse. Session one will be Friday or today when you hear the audio version of this, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. Session two will be Friday from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern. Session three will be Saturday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. Session four will be Sunday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. And then also one last session on Sunday from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Also, it was apparently leaked that this game was coming out September 24th, which Nintendo has actually taken the time to respond to and say, no, it's not. This is basically what it was. The statement was basically, this information is inaccurate. It's a very Nintendo statement. IGN did ask Miyazaki why he went with Nintendo for Dust Bloods, and here's some of the things that he said. When pitching the concept, Nintendo was immediately receptive, forward-thinking, and exciting about the idea, which reassured Miyazaki before even factoring in business considerations. Also, because the game systems and rule sets are complex and unique, Nintendo provides valuable ongoing feedback, ideas, and support with game balance. And Miyazaki admitted that From Software has historically struggled with tutorials and teaching players complex mechanics, like basically traditionally dropping players into the deep end. He highlighted Nintendo's core strength in designing accessible, clear onboarding systems to help players understand and succeed in the game. So I'm actually kind of excited about jumping into these.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Tim, you're muted.
Oh, I was saying that last statement is one that I found very interesting about
Mhm.
they just kind of admitted like, hey, we know we're not good at teaching people how to play our games. So Nintendo is, and so it's a good learning opportunity for them. And it'll be interesting to see how that turns out in a Souls game.
Kind of reminds me of like Monster Hunter, like older legacy Monster
Yeah,
Hunter
oh yeah.
titles had no tutorial. Like you
Yeah,
just had to figure it out or have someone teach you. Where newer ones apparently do have a bit of a tutorial now. Not that I've tried it to
right.
know how well it works, but
Yeah,
at least they're trying.
yes. It'll be interesting. I'm excited to try this out. Like I said, I think I mentioned it here or I've told you guys before. It's like all these different Souls games that are coming out, including from Software's own Elder Scrolls. Um,
Well, Elder
and
Scrolls isn't FromSoft. Uh,
sorry, not Elder Scrolls.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Sorry, I'm
Elden
mixing up
Ring,
my
that's what
games.
you're thinking
Elden
of.
Ring.
Yeah,
Elden Ring from their own games. There, it's that's coming out. We had the Lies of P, and then I'm sure there's other types of Souls
Yep.
games. It's like I don't want to play those. I'm waiting for Dust Bloods. If I'm going to throw my controller, it's going to be for this new game.
I think you'll probably be able to get a very clear sense from this network test whether or not this game is going to be for you or not.
Yeah,
well, I'm fully expecting it won't be
At
for
least
me, but
gameplay wise, right?
yeah.
So speaking of games out before the next episode, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 is out August 27th. And then right on its heels, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition is finally launching on Switch 2 on August 28th. And Orbitals will be out within that kind of 2 week time period as well. That's out September 3rd. It's all on the cart. And that is also uh, that upcoming cooperative adventure kind of looks like Robotech
yeah,
style 80s, not early 90s anime inspired art style.
yeah, and you
Yes.
can. I think you can download a free client uh
Yes.
to so you can connect with a friend who's bought the game to play it to be the player too.
And with tons of games coming out over the next little bit. But I just wanted to ask you guys what games that are coming in the next couple of months, September, October, what are y'all most excited about?
For me, it's the Crew Motorfest. So I'm excited because we're getting a Switch 2 version of that. And that's going to be, I think, the closest right now, as of now, that we're going to get to a either Forza type game or Gran Turismo type game on the Switch 2 to be able to have, like real types of cars to play and have in your garage. I can't afford these cars in real life, so the best way I could do that is have them in the games. So I'm excited to be able to play this, and it's been rated very, very well on the other systems, so that's why I'm also excited. Seems like a pretty good game.
I'm
We need
looking.
we need that kind of stuff
I'm looking
on the Switch.
most forward to Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight. The Switch 2 build will launch on September 18th, so we're about a month out from that.
But it's
You
a good
should
one.
look forward to that. It's very good.
That's a good one
Yeah.
to look forward to.
Yeah. C-Dub says the Kingdom's Heart Collection.
Yes, that comes out
That's
October 8th.
October 8th, the same day as the crew.
Yes. There's quite a few things coming out that way. The other one I'm actually looking forward to is that new one that's listed here, Order of the Sinking Star for the Switch 2. That's that one where you got, I think it's 4 different puzzle types that you can play, but then merge at some point with other puzzle types.
I don't know if I know of this one.
And I forget, it's somebody we've talked about this one before, and I can't remember the details at the moment, but it's not famous, but they're a well-known developer or developers doing this game. I can look it up real quick. Let's go over
Well, while he's
well,
doing that, I'll say that I'm really looking forward to, after playing the demo, Maestro, which is out on September 17th. That's out on the demo's out right now on Switch and
Yes.
Switch 2, and it's a ton of fun. I'm also really looking forward to Castlevania Belmont's Curse, which is out on October 15th, alongside Jackbox Party Pack 12, which is out the same day. And so
Yes.
those are ones that I've been looking forward to for a while. And the art style on the Belmont's Curse game just looks fantastic. I can't wait to play another 2D Castlevania.
That is one I'm actually looking forward to as well. Looking forward to good Castlevania, Metroidvania game. So that'll be exciting. Too many
Well,
games.
I saw the Jackbox trailer today, and I don't think there's any game in there that looks good to me. This is, but they also announced they're going to do a standalone release next year for Trivia Murder Party 3. That one I am looking forward to because that's my favorite Jackbox game of all of them.
That's got an interesting note here that I think you're frustrated with, Marty, about the Trivia Murder Party 3.
Yeah, so it's launching early access on Steam and Epic Games Store on September 17th, with a vague on major platforms in 2027. So my frustration with it is that makes it really hard to take somewhere and play. Like so now I'm
Right.
going to have to tear down, like, people, I guess, tear down their PC. And I know this one is meant to be, it's going to be able to be played online. Like, you're going to be able to connect and find people who want to play, you know,
Oh,
friends
okay.
or
Yeah.
non-friends,
Yeah.
which I think is probably the big reason they're launching it on PC platforms. It is going to be Mac compatible too, if you're out there with that, like me. But I just launch it all at once. Like, this is such a weird little, like, why would you why would you let this one be the timed exclusive?
That
Well,
is
they're
I
weird.
don't
they're calling
understand.
it early access. That usually means it's still in beta. It won't be the final build. When it is the final build, that's when they put it on consoles. Kind of
Sure.
like the the Greek Hades.
Oh, yes.
Hades and Hades 2 both had about a year of early access where it was incomplete and buggy and did get bug fixes, and when it did go 1.0, that's when it went to consoles.
And I understand this. Like, I totally get it. I just think that, like, the way we've played Jackbox and in our house is that, like, we take it places. We take it to people's houses. We take either a dock or the
Yeah.
Genki portable dock. We hook it up. And it's easy to do it that way, right? Or if a friend has a Switch 2 or Switch 2 dock, like they're able to completely. Well, it's just quick. But
Mhm.
now it's like, okay, it's like I'm gonna have to take my laptop. I'm gonna have to unplug my. I'm gonna have to go and undo part of my desk setup and get my charger and all that,
Unless you have a
all
Steam
that
Deck.
stuff. Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna ever have a Steam Deck.
No, I know.
So,
Yeah, nobody is. The
not
way the prices keep
and
going up.
and I say this like fully knowing that one of the games I'm going to talk about later is a game I've been enjoying in a PC in a Steam setting.
Yeah.
And maybe
But we
they
were
did
talking
this
about a
because
Steam
it's
Deck
easier to
too.
get updates to it because it's early access and different things like that as well. I
Yeah.
just don't. I just didn't care for it. It's
You
just
want
not
it
my
to
favorite piece of news
simultaneously
this week.
come out for PC, PlayStation,
I
Nintendo
want
Switch,
it.
just like
Yeah,
other
I
games.
don't want it on just Switch.
Yeah,
Like, let's get more players in.
right.
So yeah,
Just like this Order of the Sinking Star game. It's coming to simultaneously all those devices. It's by the way, I did look it up. It's a upcoming massive interconnected puzzle adventure video game developed by Thekla Inc. and published by Art Games and Gamir Games, directed by legendary game designer Jonathan Blow, who did Braid and The Witness. So it's going to have 100,000, not 100,000, 1,000 puzzles, 1,000 plus puzzles. Features over 1,000 handcrafted intertwined puzzles, 500 plus hours built for unmatched puzzle depth, requiring hundreds of hours for completionists. Colliding worlds. Players explore 4 distinct worlds with unique mechanics that eventually merge. Sokoban roots. Gameplay builds on classic box-pushing subgenres inspired by indie games like Mirror Isles and Heroes of Sokoban. And diverse heroes. Command characters with distinct abilities, including a queen, a thief, a warrior, a wizard, and a talking boat.
Wind Waker
Just
says
throw that
hi.
in there. So that's what that is, and again, it's I'm intrigued. So I'm looking forward to that.
I just looked at the eShop page. It hasn't been updated yet, so it still says 2026 and doesn't have file size yet. But it is not on Switch 1. It's Switch 2 only.
Switch 2 only, yes. We've got a lot of people resubscribing to our Twitch channel, including myself. We had BB do it and C-Dub do it.
Very
Thanks,
cool.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
All right, so don't forget you can check out our YouTube channel for first looks of some of our latest releases. We've got new videos over there almost every day. And so if you're wondering about a game, wondering if it's something you would like, you can check out our channel and see if we've played it, see what our thoughts are on it over there. Definitely some interesting videos up this week you'll want to check out. But hey, that's our news. Why don't we discuss
guess what?
what?
The A1 announcer responded to your role, Marty.
Okay.
Ooh.
Or the AI. I said A1 because it uses A1 instead of AI.
Crawler Marty rolled a 5 on a D100. Let us analyze the sheer administrative catastrophe of this action. 1. Incorrect geometry. You brought percentile dice to a D20 calibration. 2. Bottom 5th percentile. Out of 100 possible outcomes, you managed to manifest a single-digit integer. 3. The irony. You rolled a D100 just to tie the AI's baseline D20 roll on a completely different mathematical scale. Achievement system online. Percentile panic. Arrived late to orientation, pulled out the largest die in the bucket, and rolled with the lethality of a room temperature sponge. Reward: a dunce cap crafted from floor 1 scrap metal. Your luck stat is currently reading as negative. The fourth host has been cataloged. May the syndicate sponsors have mercy on your soul, because the floor mob certainly will not. So this definitely has, dungeon crawler Carl vibes, calling us
Yes,
crawlers.
it does. Yes, it does.
I've had dates that went worse, talk better to me than that thing did, just to be honest.
Awesome.
Hey, here's something we want to bring up and talk about. Genki, who we love. Listen, before we talk about this, I want to say this. I love Genki's products. I've purchased several of those over the years, including multiple versions of the portable dock
Yes.
and other things. I mean, the Shadowcast, the Genki. Actually, they got going first with the Bluetooth audio dongle, right, for the original
Yes.
Switch.
Yeah.
And so I can't even remember what was that called.
I don't remember the name of what it was called, but they started giving
The
those away
Genki
for
audio
free.
dongle. That's what it was going to call. Yeah.
They started giving
And
those
so
away free by the second Shadowcast.
I love their products. And so I want to say that on the front end. But Genki has launched a Kickstarter for a brand new controller called the MANTA that you can back at the early bird rate of $189
Oof.
for a controller. All right. Now, some details here. It is an ambitious pro style gaming controller. It has a 2.79-inch IPS touchscreen and its own dedicated operating system called MANTA OS, which eliminates the need for any kind of like companion mobile or desktop apps to customize it or do things. It launched now this week, and it's supposed to be like an all-in-one high-performance control system. It has drift-resistant tunnel magneto-resistance magnetic sensing sticks with tool-free adjustable float tension. We're just getting this off the page, y'all. We're not trying to make an advertisement or anything. Just throw that out there. Face buttons
This
track the
means
full
something to
travel
somebody.
depth rather than just a simple on-off click, allowing them to function like standard buttons or act like analog triggers for throttle and braking control. And it's compatible with Nintendo Switch 1, Switch 2, PC, Mac, Android, and iOS, although certain legacy console wake features may vary. Just to drill down to the specific things that our audience is probably interested in, for Switch and Switch 2, it does have console wake up for both systems via the home button. The controller's internal linear magnetic resonance motors natively translate and play back HD Rumble 2 immersion effects. The controller's on the fly keyboard mouse button remaps into a dedicated C button for game chat. And the integrated 2.79-inch display automatically flips and tracks from the other system's ABXY button configuration to the Nintendo Classic BAYX button configuration on the fly. So it's a pretty smart controller, but the cost, right? Now, before we dive in and talk about that, I want to remind you other high-end controllers. Sony DualSense Edge is $199.99 for PS5. The Xbox Elite Wireless Controller Series 2 is $179.99. And the Razer Wolverine version 3 Pro is $199.99. So, Tim, I'm going to throw it over to you and let you read some of these community responses, because we ask people the question, how much would you spend for a controller and why? And then once we get their responses, we're going to talk about ours.
Okay. The general consensus was the sweet spot for a standard controller sits around the price of a modern game console of $70 to $80, with $100 serving as the absolute hard ceiling, reserved almost exclusively for special editions, must-have designs, or necessary console upgrades. Hoots specifically said, ideally, controllers shouldn't cost more than the price of a standard retail game. However, he is begrudgingly capping out at 100 this November for a special edition Zelda Triforce controller, a price high enough that it becomes an off-limits personal controller that no one else in the house is allowed to touch. C-Dub says, he feels standard controls should max out at around $80, but sets a firm ceiling at 100 after picking up the Switch 2 Pro controller and Joy-Con. Anything beyond triple digits is an immediate pass. Darth Platypus adds, says agrees that the base price of a current gen game is the right target for a standard gamepad, with $100 being the upper limit reserved for special editions. And Zablock says, tempted by high-end themed controllers like the upcoming Wolverine PS5 design, while jokingly pointing out that gamers willing to stretch their budgets to $100 are why manufacturers keep pushing pricing boundaries across the big three.
Okay.
Yeah. So this MANTA controller, when it goes into normal retail, will retail at $279. That $189 price is the early bird price, which is 32% off.
Yep.
So,
and by the way, that's USD.
Yeah. So if you're interested in it, keep that in mind, depending on your timing. If you're really not frugal, they have a limited to 1,000 copies. That's a serialized unit, exclusive colorway, never sold again, special case and packaging, founder's mark on the controller itself, and more details to come. That's the founder's edition for $349. And so far, 246 people out of the 1,000 have dived into that one. So there's still 750 left if you're interested. The overall campaign has already tripled its goal, so no worry about it not meeting a goal.
Yeah. And there's 41 days to go.
Yep.
Here's a couple of things I want to bring
October
up about
1st
this.
is when is this last day.
I think this has a lot of things that people want. Right? Like the analog buttons, the driftless sticks, things like that. What we failed to mention too is that screen allows you to program like different button combinations and routines and different things like that. And it claims to
So you can cheat at Street Fighter
to learn you, like it learns your patterns and stuff. But here's one thing I want to talk about. This controller is ugly. And it looks like a monster to hold. I don't want to hear anybody who wants a MANTA to ever complain about the OG Xbox Duke ever again.
Fair.
Okay? Because this looks like you could kill somebody with it if you threw it at them.
Yeah, slap a 2-inch screen on it. That's got to add size.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
I want to say, at what point is too much?
Guys,
are you about to tell us you backed this?
I backed it.
Okay. So Tim, let's talk about this. And I want to do this. I want you to understand in a completely non-judgy way. All right.
Yes.
Because your money's your money. You're an adult. You can spend adult money on adult things. All right. I completely understand that. I buy Transformers.
It was more fun. You can spend adult money on not adult
I buy
things.
Legos. So what about this controller is you said, yes, I'm jumping in. Like what makes you want this?
For me, it's something I've always wanted. I haven't, and I think not even a handful have attempted to do this, and that is the capability of having a controller play on any of the systems and properly adjust to the system that it's playing on as far as button goes. Right. And in this case, you don't even have to swap the buttons to say, the BAYX, it's because they're colors. They don't have any letters or shapes on them.
Right. Like an example in Xenoblade 2, there's some things you can trigger that will be like QuickTime events that you have to push certain buttons at a certain time. And if you're holding a controller that says Y is on the up position, you're going to be screwed.
Yeah, what's really, and this is kind of going off on a tangent, but I don't know what it is about it, because you can technically do that with any controller, right? If you just don't look at it, you can still use an Xbox
but if you play
controller.
multiple systems and know that every controller is different,
yeah,
You got to look at
What
it at
is
least
it?
the first few times.
What is it about our brains that won't let us do that? But anyways, I'm willing to give it a try with this because I've always wanted to have a system that controller that was flexible to use on any system, specifically for maybe PC, I guess, because it doesn't even say that it can be used on an Xbox or PlayStation. But at least with this, I can use it for my PC or those other systems that would be brought up for the Switch 2. And also the other factor is that I've always been kind of jealous that Xbox and Sony got these elite type pro controllers and we did not. So I didn't have that option to go splurge and spend, double the money on a high-end pro controller. Where this is like
I looked at those other
bigger.
controllers and I'm like, nope, that's too much for me. Yeah, for me, I'm in the same boat as most of the other people. Optimally in the $80 range, $100 if it's a special edition themed something. But
that's what I'm trying to look at is like I want to be able to play, like I want to be able to use it for my Switch when I'm here at my desk, be able to set that controller here at my desk and be able to use it for when I'm using it for the Switch and then switch it over, no pun intended,
right. Yeah, I'm not
using my PC.
I'm not, definitely. I agree that having a controller with extra functionality is going to cost more, and that makes sense, but it's beyond what I want to spend.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not dissing anyone who wants to buy this. As Marty said, you do you.
You do you. Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just trying to put my argument and my thinking behind why I chose to go ahead and back it. So
right.
Yeah, like I seen, I paid $200 for the Donkey Kong Lego kit, but at the same time I saw a pinball Lego kit, also $200, that I think would be just as much fun, if not more so, because it's actually more interactive. But I'm not going to spend another $200 on that.
One of your kids better get together and get that for you for Christmas.
I'm not going to argue if they do.
And by the way, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just a sucker for these things. I'm number 230.
Awesome. You're an early one.
Yes.
Yeah.
He woke up and
so when does this
logged in?
You'd have to pay for this October 1st?
Yeah, October 1st is when he'll be charged.
Yes.
Yep, and you get a free protective case as well.
And for comparison, the Switch 2 Pro controller is $90.
Yes.
Right. Tim, you mentioned this, you want something that works on all systems. Does this work on PlayStation and Xbox?
In this summary, it didn't say that it did. It doesn't list it as compatible with those systems. That's what I noticed.
Why would you have the ability to relabel the face buttons if they can't work on the other systems?
Right. It didn't list them there, but I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't.
Maybe it needs a firmware update before it officially does it. It may not launch. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. I'd have to look it up again. But my main thing was being able to use it for what I mainly use it here. If it works for PlayStation, great. I'll be first one to try it because, again, I have my PlayStation here as well. To be able to sit here and use it on my PC, my Switch 2, or my PlayStation would be even more worth the money I'm paying for it. So.
Get your money's worth.
Very true.
Yes.
Yep. So.
Oh. But what are you guys thinking again? Because you guys were originally going into, like, no way am I going to pay over $100.
I can't pay for this. Like, I can't buy this controller.
Which I agree. I wasn't originally, to be honest, I was thinking that I probably wouldn't buy this, but after reading about all that stuff, I was like, you know what? I think I'll splurge. Can't buy anything else for a little bit, but I certainly can this.
Yeah, I'll be passing on this one too, but I have bought Stranger Things, so
yeah.
Again, I'm not dissing anyone who did.
I think $100 is my limit. Like I've got the Pro Controller too. I bought that before it went up to that price. But
I also bought mine at launch I also bought mine at launch before the price went up.
Yeah, I don't have another set of Joy-Con 2. I do have like my mother-in-law bought and father-in-law bought me this CandyCon controller from GameStop, which has the removable face plates and sticks, based on what theme you want it to be. So I've got
Nice.
plenty of like actual like pro controllers and things that I can use because we got a ton of stuff when we were primarily in the Switch era. We would have
Yes.
groups and companies send us controllers and things. So I've got plenty of those. I just don't, I could not justify the extra $100 basically for this controller. And two, I just don't know about the form factor of it. Like, it looks like it might be pretty heavy and pretty hard to use. So, Tim, I hope that you like. I hope you get it, and I hope you love it. Like that's what I'm
Yeah, me
saying. Like,
too. Otherwise, I hope I get some of my money back on eBay or something.
I bet you'd be able to sell that. There's people out there who want that. I could definitely see the appeal of it, and even like with the keyboard, able, like to pop up and use it that way, and the analog stuff, the removable D-pad, or you can have the satellite D-pad or the regular one. I definitely can see the appeal of those things for people, and the trigger adjustments and all that. So I hope. I mean, it's already funded. There's no hoping that it funds. I hope they deliver it to you at the actual date that it's supposed to.
I'm probably gonna get it
And
around my
unlike other
birthday, I'm
things that you
guessing.
and I have ordered,
I think
Yeah,
what did it say? Or
it said
early next
February
year?
2027. Yeah,
Okay.
February 2027. But I'm guessing I'll probably get delays and all that stuff, and probably won't get it till probably around my birthday at best. So I'm not holding my breath for February.
Yeah, I don't
So
know if I've ever seen a Kickstarter actually deliver when it was when it was promised during campaign.
yeah, yep. I'm looking at the page now. Finally, I was able to get into Kickstarter. I had to do all kinds of security access, but jumping through hoops, just like you have to do for everything.
yeah,
I'm trying to see if I can find quickly the systems, but I guess Switch was the only one that was called out. But besides, as far as consoles go, everything else was PC or mobile. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anything changes along the way as far as compatibility goes for other systems. Looking forward to it.
sounds good. Well, while we're in the neighborhood, let's talk about a rumor or two. Well, we knew that Lego was going to be introducing some new Lego Mario sets. This time, not with the play factor that they've had in the beginning, but actual real Lego sets. Well, I guess those are real Lego sets too, but these actually have minifigures and are more, I guess, would be considered traditional Lego
Yeah,
sets without
yeah,
all the play
with
brick.
your with your traditional size for a minifig,
Right.
as opposed to
And
something
so
that's
community
Duplo sized.
uh, Community Source Unibricks has detailed 8 rumored Lego Mario sets slated for release in January 2027. And surprisingly, the prices are not bad. And so let's go through these. Mario's Pipe Jump will be $9.99. Now, take these with a grain of salt. Okay, these are still rumors. Mario Kart Racing with Mario $14.99. Mario's Beach Adventures $19.99. Mario Kart Luigi and Bowser Jr.'s carts $29.99. Fire Luigi versus Koopa Troopa Battle $29.99. Yoshi at Mario's House $39.99. Mario Kart Bowser's Rumbling Kart 59.99 and Fire Mario and Bowser's Castle 99.99. Added to these also come with the standard Lego 5-digit code that for set identification, and so it seems like maybe this is a little bit more than a rumor, and it is actual leaked info. Are y'all looking forward to any of these Lego sets? I mean, we haven't seen pictures at all, but does this kind of flip some switches for you?
I am interested in the Mario Kart one because I like collecting the Lego cars type stuff, the Speed Champion stuff, and I bought the bigger Mario toy version of the Mario Kart just so I could have it. Not the Icons one or whatever version that was in the black box, but the smaller the electronic one they had for Mario at first. So I bought that cart just because I wanted to put it as part of my cars. So I'm can't wait to see what the racing Mario with the small regular figure looks like.
Nothing here jumps out at me. Depending on, because I am, I don't have many Lego sets, but what I do have are more on the complicated side. At least 1,000 pieces. I think the Game Boy is the smallest set I have. So I would more likely lean towards probably Bowser's Castle, depending on what it looks like. But if I'm not interested in that, I'm likely not going to be interested in any others.
I'm gonna be interested to see the Mario Kart sets. I'm like Tim. I wanted the big the big Mario Kart, but I
Yeah.
just don't have room for it right now.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that most of these center on Mario, and I know it's the Super Mario set, but like it's the theme is Super Mario, but like really all we get here is that we're probably getting a Mario, a Luigi, a Koopa Troopa, and a Bowser and Bowser Jr. The 5 minifigures.
And
I
then we
don't
got
know.
Fire
Oh, well,
Luigi
and
and Fire
Yoshi. Yoshi,
Mario.
sorry. Yeah. So, well, I was counting those as regular. So, like,
Okay.
six total characters in this line.
Yeah.
I
And
kind of it.
are there people who are more into just the minifigs that would like buy the set to get the minifig and then pawn off the other bricks?
Yes, they will. I
Okay.
guarantee you that's going to happen. That happens with every Lego set that comes out,
Right.
especially the themed ones. I mean, if you go to a bricks and minifigs or a used Lego store of any kind, you're going to see like rows and rows and rows of Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter,
Yeah,
and
when I was
Marvel
at
and
Casey
DC
Bricks the
minifigures.
other day, I saw in their case they like 100 different minifigs of different flavors. Didn't look at what they cost though, because I knew it was not something I wanted to get into. But
Yeah.
Some of them are pretty expensive.
The other set, I don't know if I'll have space for it, but I am intrigued by it and want to see it, is the Fire Mario and Bowser's Castle for $100.
Hmm.
I'm curious of what that's going to look like. And is this the Smart Brick system? Are they doing Smart
I
Brick
don't
system with Mario?
know.
think so.
I don't think
Okay.
so. So the original Mario Legos had the like little QR code or whatever
Yeah.
on some of the pieces you would scan, and Mario was
Yeah.
it was like the precursor of the smart bricks. I don't know that it's going to be that or if it's going to go over to the smart brick system.
Yeah.
I'm kind of personally hoping it doesn't, because unless they have sets that aren't smart brick and they have a few that are, because at least what I've seen of the Star Wars smart brick stuff is the
Mhm.
builds are very small and the cost is all in getting the smart brick.
Oh,
And
they got
I
them
would
in the
much rather
Pokemon
just
toys
have,
too. The
yeah, I
Smart
would
Brick
much
stuff.
rather just have the themed, you know,
Yeah, we'll see.
stuff.
I do like the price factors in these because a lot of the Mario stuff that's come out obviously were a little bit more expensive.
This definitely seems like a swipe at trying to make them more accessible to kids.
Hmm. Which is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely more with those, most of them being under $30. That's definitely in the kid market.
And this with the rumor, the rumor has been that the Animal Crossing theming is going away. And if you look at the Animal Crossing theming, none of them ever got over 99.99.
Yeah.
And so it looks like Mario is the Mario theme is kind of going to slide in where those were.
Okay.
The Pokemon will be the high-end Nintendo theme
Okay.
with all of its. I mean, there's sets out there that are, I would call them smaller sets. They're 89.99. And then you've
Yeah.
got the Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur when I think is like 350.
Right.
So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
An
this is a
$80
lot
kit
more
is definitely
manageable.
on the smaller side compared to what the kit do.
Right. I could see some of these being bagged, like the Mario's pipe jump being a bag build instead of the box. I don't
Okay.
know. So
Yeah,
it'll
that's
be
true.
interesting to see what this is. If they're coming out January 2027, I expect to see leaked pictures like within the next couple of months
Okay.
ahead of a big announcement. Usually Lego stuff is pretty bad about leaking early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we
there's
had
too,
stuff about the Deku Tree like a year before they finally announced it.
yeah, there's so many hands involved in planning something like this. It's good. Someone's going
Yeah.
to leak it.
Yeah. So when we know more, you'll know more. And so you can keep listening, and we'll give you our thoughts on these when they finally get released. Let's take a time out for just a minute. All right. This question is from the Star Wars Dads, and it's brought to us by the Star Wars Dads podcast, where they're having their first ever giveaway. They're trying to reach 100 subs by August 31st to celebrate the release of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And if they do that, they'll send one lucky person who subscribed to them a May the 4th special look movie poster that was only given out to people who attended the special 25-minute Mandalorian and Grogu IMAX special look event. So we ask you to check out their latest podcast for details. And if you haven't already, go subscribe to the Star Wars Dads podcast. Here is the question: has your child taken money from you without asking to buy video games? Or do you know someone's kid who did that? And this comes from a story about a Toronto family who is concerned, and rightfully so, after their child spent $2,000 Canadian at a local
Oh, that's
Walmart on
$200.
gaming. Yeah,
$200 US.
get one game. They did this at a local Walmart on gaming gift cards. The child took emergency cash from an envelope and tricked their grandmother into going to Walmart, snuck off, and purchased Roblox cards. Sorry.
They should be
Uh,
punished just for doing the roadblocks.
I was thinking that too.
People still play that. Anyway, what you guys take on this? Have you ever encountered this? Ever know somebody who's this has happened to?
When I was a kid, I was known to take 20s out of my mom's purse to go to an arcade with it. But I, to my knowledge, my kids have never pulled anything like this on me.
To your knowledge, yeah. Well, you
To
would have
my
known if it was
knowledge.
2000. If it was $2,000, you would have known probably.
Right.
Yeah, so for me, I think the closest that's come from me personally with my kids is when they bought something before parent controls were turned on or even available, and they went on the app stores, early app stores, and bought something, a few
Yeah.
somethings. And so that's the closest, but never, I think, probably on accident or on purpose, up to $200 worth of stuff before. I think Sammy did that at one time, but we were able to get it back from Google after explaining the situation. Uh, and then of course the parent controls came out. So, and then the other things were just Sammy at the time when he was younger, he had control issues and would just raid the snacks and the treats and the drinks and would just eat them all and be gone. in like a day or two.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the closest I think my kids have done it. And then big as this one, it's always just been news items. I don't know anybody personal who's had anything this big. How about you, Marty? Anybody that you know personally or in your community? I mean, you're a
It
youth
actually
pastor. Have you
happened.
heard?
It actually happened to us at our church.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, and I don't want to get too much into it because not that I think any of them listen to this, but
Yeah, you don't want to get personal, right?
so
Yeah.
we have an Xbox in our student room, and we have a Switch 2. So we have an Xbox Series X and a Switch 2.
Okay.
And we at one time had our we were doing I had our church card that we used for purchases tied to that so that we could get different things, download games, different things like that.
Yeah.
And we had a student. He's now a student. He was a very young kid at the time. That his mom worked at the church, and she still does. So this is not like this doesn't end badly or anything. But I got a notification in my email that thank you for your purchase of $99.99 worth of V-Bucks
Ouch.
uh, on Fortnite. And I just woke up. It was my day off. I just woke up and I got in the car and I flew to the, to the church because I was like, oh, I got to get to him because here's the deal. Like, I know that in some cases, Microsoft will refund you if those don't get used, right? Like if you don't touch any of it. And I was like, so I run upstairs and to where he is, and I'm like, did you just download $100 worth of V-Bucks? And I think I scared him because I was like, I was so trying not to let that because I did not want to have to explain that, because I'm like, yeah, he did it by accident. And he's like, yes, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. And I was like, so we did get it worked out, but after that, we figured out how to lock that down. And it already had it on the Switch at the time where you had to put your passcode in, you know,
Yeah.
to make a purchase. But I didn't
Yeah.
know how to do that on Xbox because I'm not in that ecosystem at all.
Right.
But we got that taken care of. But no, personally, it's never happened to me. Thankfully, my kids have been pretty honest. The only thing that I've had to do is watch, like, as my son got his first job, money management skills had to come with that. And when he discovered Steam, and cheap games on Steam, like we had to have a
Yes.
very serious conversation. Like, hey, dude, you don't need 500 games on your
Yeah. It's
PC.
only
Like,
$5, but yeah, five
yeah,
times
it's
a
only three
hundred.
dollars and 41 cents after tax. I don't care. You don't need all this stuff. Which now he's made me a Steam family member, so now I see all of the games that he's bought, and I was like, some of these I haven't played yet. I think I'll help myself. Um,
Yeah.
if they work on that. But no, like
I've
it's
had,
been pretty good around here.
yeah, I've had that a family membership thing set up with my son for a while, mainly so he can access my library when he wants, but it's not often he does. Like Portal 2, I think are the only two games that he would play out of my library because all the other games that he's interested in are not in my library.
Yeah.
All right. Good question though.
Yeah, that's a good question. Good hot topic in the news for him, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad it's not been a big deal for most of us. Well, speaking of games, let's talk about what we've been playing. Jesse, we'll throw over to you first. What you been playing?
Right. I have a larger list than normal to talk about today. And the first two games are games I didn't play, and I'll explain why. These are games that I wanted to play, and I tried to play, but I wasn't able to do it. Final Fantasy XIV Online free trial. while I could have just created a new account, yeah, I didn't want to go through that hassle, so I logged into my existing Square Enix account. Since I used the free trial on the PC version, it wouldn't let me use the free trial on the Switch version. And it said, if you want to play this, you gotta give us the $60. And I'm like, I'll pass, thank you.
You're like,
So,
okay, I'm
and
good.
yeah, Hypecast talked about it a few weeks ago on Mega Dads as well, the exact same story. So I'm like, yeah, happened to me. The other one is has a slightly different twist to it. The game is EverQuest Legends. It's kind of a remake of the original EverQuest MMO, designed to be played as a single player game, though you can group up to 4 and you can raid up to 8. It's supposed to be completely playable solo. I think when you make a character, that you actually triple class the character, so it will do things and have abilities that the normal game, the normal MMO, the character wouldn't be able to do, which is how they're able to get around, you know, letting you do things solo. Because I used to main an enchanter, and I had because my damage output was so low because it's meant to be an auxiliary player. I had a hard time with soloing, and I had to rely on groups and raids and whatnot. Anyway, so I wanted to try this new EverQuest Legends game. So I am all of their other games is a subscription is a subscription based thing, just like all other MMOs are, but they're all under the same login, and they their system is called All Access, and I have a lifetime All Access account due to shenanigans that happened with DC Online, Universe Online when that game launched. I'll talk about it in detail later if people are interested in that story, but that's not important. The thing is, since I had a lifetime All Access pass, I thought I could just download and play the game. All Access is meaningless to EverQuest Legends. It's got its own subscription. I think you buy the game for $20, comes with a month of time, and then it's $10 a month after that to continue playing after the 30 days. So I'm like, I'm not ready to throw money at you. Not for a game I was expected to play for free.
Right. I wonder what the loophole was there. Where it was like, oh, we don't have to grandfather these people in on this one.
Yeah. So apparently, I looked at other message boards, and a lot of people are upset that they're all access. While most people probably don't have a lifetime, very few people would. They're still paying their 15 or 20, 25, $20 to $25 a month. I don't know how much it costs to have all access to play their game. And if they play more than one game, they get all the more benefit. But
Right.
EverQuest Legends is not one of them.
Hmm.
So yeah, I might pick it up later, but I didn't pick it up yet.
Okay.
Okay. CloverPit. Tim talked about it a few weeks ago. I think I've done 2 or 3 runs. My last run, I got pretty far in. I actually got to the point where it gave me a price to get the key.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to figure out a way to get the multipliers up. Otherwise, you're not going to get that far.
Right.
Yeah. So I haven't played it again since that first day. But so I've got, I think, 3 runs in. Most of them 10 to 15 minutes each, so pretty quick. And once you get the multipliers up, you actually finish the goals faster. Like one of them, I literally did on the first run.
Yeah.
So that sequence of events went by quick. There's still a lot of things like with the phone and the PC in there about how to manage those.
Yeah.
Could
So synergies you got to figure out.
Yeah,
For sure.
something you didn't mention before, but there's a toilet in the room.
I did mention the toilet.
You didn't mention that? Okay.
I
Maybe I
did.
was
I
maybe
talked
I was
about
zoning
because
out.
if you pee or poop in it, you get tokens for it.
Yeah,
Charms. Excuse me,
and then
charms.
if you do both, it's an achievement.
Yes. Yep.
Anyway, so that again, I haven't fallen into this game yet, but it's probably a game I'll play with off and on when I'm not playing other games. So the game that I've been put most of my time in is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I believe I got a code. We got a code from Nintendo for that a while
Yes.
ago when it launched, and I'm just now getting around to starting it. It's one of those games it's going to be a while, so you kind of have to be mentally prepared to spend
Yes.
70 to 100 hours on a game.
Yes.
Though
I'm not prepared. I will never be
yeah,
prepared.
though I'm at a stuck point right now. I'm I think still really early into chapter 2. I'm like 7 hours in, and a person I met in chapter 1 got taken away by that game's authorities, and we want to do a rescue mission, and I need to find a way to get on to said Titan, and I can see where I'm supposed to go. I just don't know how I'm supposed to get down there. I tried doing a jump and falling, but it's a lot farther down than I thought it was, and I went
Yeah.
splat. Yeah. So, I'll
You got a few tips in the Discord, didn't you?
yeah, I gotta go and reread them. It's been a few days since I've tried
Okay.
playing this, so kind of like the game doesn't start like your traditional RPG. You're not even a warrior at this point at the start. You So we joke because Marty hates the character. We meet Gramps, this big Marty's face when I mentioned his name. So you're pretty much living on Gramps' back. He's
Yes.
you learn that this world is populated by Titans. There is pretty much no landmass left on the planet. Everything is an ocean with clouds over the water. So it's just all you see is clouds.
I
Uh,
wish they would all just sink to the bottom.
well, apparently we find out early on that the Titans are a dying race. They're getting fewer and fewer Titans around, which means there are fewer and fewer places for people to find shelter. So the big MacGuffin of the game is you can see the world tree. I don't know if they call it Yggdrasil or just world tree, but yeah, we all know what Yggdrasil is. Uh, Apparently, on the top of this tree is vast amounts of land that, if people knew how to get up there, the housing problem would be over and save the world and whatnot. So your character is a salvager or a scavenger. I don't remember which word they use. Basically, you dive, collect junk, bring it up, sell it for scrap. That's how you make your money. So you just kind of get hired by this group of people to you know to be part of a salvage team to bring up this artifact that everyone's hush hush about. And again, not this is still chapter 1, and if you've seen any of the Nintendo Directs that talked about this, they talk about it, so I wouldn't say it's a spoiler. But what you find out that what you're trying to collect is Pyra. It's her, her sword and her. She's just kind of in stasis,
Okay.
and everyone else in your group are trying to take her back to the people who employed, but you being curious touch the sword, which kind of links you with Pyra right off the bat. So then you get killed, you get skewered through full body with the sword, but Pyra saves you by
Dang.
giving you half of her life force. So, which gives you a deeper connection than a normal driver in Blade would have, and then
Hmm.
that's pretty much how the game starts. So I'm liking this story. I'm still don't know. When I first heard about this, I thought blades were more like automatons, but after seeing them in this world, yeah, they're just like normal people. They have their own
Okay.
feelings, they have their own thoughts, they have their own opinions. They're not all humanoid. One of them you meet is basically like a big tiger,
Oh, okay.
but most of them are humanoid. I think most of them are female, if not all of them are female. Uh, and in chapter 2, I think this is something new to the Switch 2 specific build. You get it's a you get a blade that's a reference to a character
Oh,
from
yeah.
Xenosaga, which is a
Yes,
game I've heard
that's
of
right.
but never played.
Yeah, I
So her
forgot there
name's
was a new blade. That's
her
cool.
name's Momo, I think.
Yeah.
So she's useful. So you're able to. Apparently, you can have up to 3 blades queued up at a time. I'm not high enough to do that. I can only do 2. So I've got
Okay.
Pyra and Momo as my 2 mains, and when you start battle, you start off with whatever one you had equipped at the time is live. Uh, the combat's similar to what Xenoblade 3 was. Is you do auto attack, you're able to perform arts on a timer,
Okay.
and then while that's happening, your second your backup blade also has a timer. When it goes to 0, you're able to swap your blades, and so
Okay.
whatever timers the you see on your first blade's arts abilities, the same timer is running on the backup. So basically, when you able to do a blade swap, all abilities are hot and live, so you can kind of trigger them off pretty quick. So
Mm.
it's kind of useful, and sometimes the ability will spawn a hit point potion or 2 if you get a lucky roll, which
Okay.
comes in handy when you're almost dead and you want to not die. Yeah, like I'll have Pyra do her effect. I'll pick up
Mhm.
the hit point, then I'll switch to Momo, and then have her ability also spawn hit point potions. So I'm getting hit point potions pretty quick,
Okay.
and they do despawn if I don't pick them up off the ground. So I need to maneuver to pick them up.
Okay.
So
How do you
yeah, go ahead.
how do you like I know you're just in the getting into chapter 2, but how do you like this compared to what you played in 3 so far? Like the mechanics.
Like 3, I don't think I understand the majority of what's going on yet. I don't think I
Okay.
didn't I don't think I knew what I was doing in 3 until like 50 hours in terms of
Sounds about right, yeah.
in terms of mastering the combat. So there's
Mhm.
like I know I'm able to trigger combos. I just don't know how to force it yet. Every
Okay.
time I trigger a combo, it seems to be dismissed by accident. And when I'm able to have more allies and more blades at my disposal, that'll probably be easier. I think that
Okay.
was the case with 3 as well.
Okay.
But I remember that was the main problem with 1 is I just didn't understand the combo system at all. And there's a fight pretty early on that kind of requires you to do the combos, otherwise you're never going to win. And I
Yeah.
couldn't figure it out.
Okay.
So I don't think they have such a wall with this game. At least they didn't with 3. It's like you didn't have to use the combos, but if you
Yeah,
did, it helped.
it helped.
But
Yeah,
it wasn't required. It
right.
just made the fights longer.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think I ever figured it out. Mine
did
were
you
all
fit
accident combos.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
finished 3 as well, but yeah.
okay. So yeah, I definitely will try it again to try to figure out where I got stuck. If I putz around with it for another hour and can't figure it out, I'll probably stop. But
Okay.
but so far I'm liking what I'm playing. Then the last game I have, I'll blame Marty. It's the ReStory Chill Electronics Repairs.
Yep.
I've only played like the first day of it so far, but I do like what it's doing. Uh, the game recommends that I close shop before midnight. I don't know if anything negative will happen if I don't.
No.
I okay,
At least it hasn't yet for me. I put 4.5
right?
hours into the game.
Because I was deep diving into the computer trying
Mhm.
to buy spare parts to fix up the second joystick controller I have,
Yeah.
so I could sell it. And the next thing I know, oh, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I should
Yeah.
probably end it a day. And so I say start the next day, and then it says, okay, it's 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I slept for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Great. I'm refreshed.
Some of the characters do point that out, like, they come and say, "Hey, you look like you need sleep," or something like that. Every now and then, they'll say something like that.
Yeah.
"You should
So
get some rest."
right. Yeah. So so like the guy in the space above me just dropped down 2 busted joysticks on a bucket,
Yeah,
saying,
the
"Here,
bucket.
can you
Yeah,
put the can you Frankenstein these together to make one working joystick, and then you can keep the extra parts." So
yep.
I did, and then I went on to the online to
What
buy
joysticks were those,
Atari
Jesse?
2600s.
Yes, I
Apparently,
love it.
he's playing the Pac-Man game and trying to
Yes.
set a world record. I'm like, there are better ways to waste your time, but okay. Anyway, so and I did see where you have to buy licenses to
Fix
become
certain things.
unauthorized servicer.
Yes.
So yeah, so and like the one is, I have this lantern here that needs fixing. I don't have spare parts, but you can probably buy another busted lantern of the same model, and then just like the joystick, Frankenstein the parts together. So
Yep.
that I believe I've done that, but I haven't delivered on that yet. Or I'm missing one part still. I have to figure out. But
Okay.
yeah, again, I'm liking this game. This is very, as Marty said, this is your chill, cozy game.
Yes.
Cool. Tim, what about you? What you playing?
I also played the ReStory Chill Electronics Repairs, game. Thanks, Marty.
You're welcome.
Yesterday, I played it for 4.5 hours. That was yesterday, all the 4.5 hours. Like, after work, I just had the time, thankfully, between taking the dog out and everything like that, I just came and sat back down here and played some more, and I just like you, Jesse, I played through the night in the game, and it was like in fact, I wasn't even noticing that it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. It was noticing that, oh, deliveries are coming again at 8 o'clock in the morning. So, it was like and there was certain things I was ordering, and then I noticed finally, I think after the first few times, I ordered something, and then I finally saw the message that says, "This won't be delivered until 8 o'clock in the morning." I was like, "What time
Yeah,
is it?" And then
I
noticed that
saw
I
the
was in the
same
middle of the
thing
night.
when I ordered my joystick parts. I had the same message. I think it
Yeah.
was like 1 in the morning at that point.
Yep. So, I've gotten quite a few licenses. I think I'm up to 5 or 6 licenses now, uh, for different repairs. I've gotten to the point where I've gotten a soldering iron.
Ooh,
Um and because I needed to get that in order to work my way up to joining the contest that apparently is happening in the game.
Yeah, I feel like the contest is going to be the last thing that you do
Okay.
because of like I think I'm a little bit further than you because I think I'm up to my 8th license.
Okay. Yep. I still got to make some more money because I'm trying to, just trying to get my way up to. Apparently, there's like a $1 million license or $1 million yen license, and I forget which device it's for, some fancy phone or something like that. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm just trying to make money.
The one thing that caught me off guard is you're able to pick between 3 internet plans.
Yeah.
When you
took a
sign up
picture
for
of it.
internet.
Yeah.
And let me find it so I can share it. And I remember having 10 meg internet back in the 2000s. So
Yeah.
these speeds are ridiculous. The basic plan, 128K for 500 yen a week. You know, that's like 2 modems at the time. You know, that we're running together. That's not hard.
Yeah.
Not, or the smart plan is 256 kilobits per second for 1,000 yen a week. Or the galactic plan, which is the one I picked, is 1 megabit per second for 1,500 yen a week.
Which
So
one did you pick?
I picked the fastest of the 3.
Same.
I picked the middle one. I picked the super one. And I really haven't. I don't know if there's a difference. I don't know
if it has any consequences.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Shopping might be slower if you're on a slower plan, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know what the penalty is for that, but that's But I am also enjoying it too. It's a nice game to be able to sit down at my computer and do. I could if things work out, I could probably do it at lunchtime at work after getting off my laptop, coming over here and doing play like a day probably in the game. It'd be nice. So yeah, I do agree with Marty. It's highly recommended. And we'll see how it goes as I get further in the game. Also been playing CloverPit some more, trying to figure out the synergies of some of the items and things in that game to get further. I still haven't gotten any farther than unlocking that first key.
I did spin a 666 once.
Yeah.
And lost all my money.
I got the token or the charm that changes the 666 to something else. So when you roll it, you don't lose your money, you get something else. So that's helped me before. So I've unlocked a lot of charms, but I still can't find the right synergies to get past that first key. I've only unlocked one drawer and still trying to work my way up past that.
I did spin a jackpot once.
Yeah.
That was fun to watch.
So it's even more fun when you get the multipliers going and get a jackpot. Those are fun.
Yeah, I don't think I had the multipliers going as high yet when I hit it.
Okay. So yeah, CloverPit again, a good roguelite type game with slot machines. Good one to try out. I don't know if there's a demo. I don't remember if there is or not. Might be on Steam, but I don't know if there is on Switch. While you're looking that up, I'll mention the EA Sports Madden NFL 27. I think in my description, I had a typo where I said Madden NFL 97. I was like, whoops, needs to be 27. But played that, did a first look on our channel for that. And this time we did 26 last year. First time back on this, Nintendo Switch 2. We did NFL 26, Madden NFL 26. And so it was great to get that opportunity to play that. And I didn't know if we would get a code for 27 this year. So I was going to be content with just playing 26 more. But thankfully, EA sent us a code and I booted up 27. And this year, I didn't get to do it last year. I was playing Ultimate Madden all last year on the 26 version, and this year I decided to do Superstar mode, which is I created a player after myself, as if I was playing football, and I created myself as a fullback and playing for the Detroit Lions. I got drafted by the Detroit Lions, playing as fullback next to Gibbs. Since Montgomery's gone, I get to play next to Gibbs now. And so I get to play story mode essentially. I've never got to play a Madden game that way. I've always played like a season mode or franchise mode on other systems, but never the superstar or whatever story campaign they have had on the games. It's the first time I'm doing it. So I did it on the Switch. I did a first look starting that out. And I'll probably play a little bit more and then do a let's play of it at some point. So there is on the other systems the capability of doing superstar mode with the carryover from the college series, which Nintendo does not have the college version of the game yet. I'm hoping maybe next year we'll get the college version. So this year it's just the NFL version, but you start your career off as a draftee and go from there. So I'll continue that as I play the game.
With the NCAA version, just basically be the same game, same engine, same rules, etc.
Same thing, but
just with
collegiate level
college players instead of pros.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're playing, they didn't have story modes on the other version when the college one was out before they stopped doing it, because there was like a pause where they stopped doing college games and then they did it again. When they were doing it before, you were able to do it then too, carry over any players that were in your college game into the Madden game. But it wasn't a story mode like this one. So again, if you're playing a campaign mode in college, and then I forget what they call the college version, but then there's the campaign mode there, and you can continue your story over there. That's a long game. And in the video, in the first look, I kind of did a comparison to this being like an action RPG, because you are building your skill trees as a player in the class that you're picking. And my class is fullback,
Yeah.
And you're playing to gain more skills and get better at your class. So I just thought that was pretty cool. And that's how I'm kind of playing it with that mentality of kind of the same way I would in an RPG. Except this is an SRPG. It's a sports RPG. Speaking of sports games, I also played a game called, listen carefully, Pro Jank Footy.
Yes.
Pro Jank Footy is what it's called.
What in the world?
It is bonkers. Absolute bonkers. It is. I thought it was going to be about like rugby or something, but it's got some similarities to that. Rugby, football, soccer, all these different, it's got its own scoring things, kind of has a little bit of what's the sports game in Harry Potter again?
Quidditch.
Quidditch, yeah. It's got the 3 goals, kind of like Quidditch. So there's it's the middle goal is the main goal, and then the side goals are minor goals. You point it, but then it's got some roguelite elements in it, where if you get scored on, you get to pick a card that gives you an ability. One of them is the DVD logo that would bounce around on your screen as a screensaver. That is one ability you can add to the game, and it blocks your visibility on the game, or blocks the other player's visibility in the game. Another one is power up is your dad's car. Your dad's car will come in on the field and score against the other team. Seagulls.
Bonkers is a word for it, yeah.
Seagulls, you flip a card and get seagulls that could just come, and these abilities affect everybody, by the way. So not just for you or against you. It could be all against everybody. Like the seagulls. Seagulls will come in flying through the field, knocking everybody down. So there's all these bonkers things. Pro Jank Footy is a fun game you can play online against somebody versus, or locally online versus somebody. Or excuse me, online or local versus. But it's crazy bonkers. The controls are absolutely frustrating, but I want to keep playing the game. And I don't know if it's frustrating because of just me as a player or just the controls need to be tightened up in an update or something. But it's like, it's a side-scrolling kind of like football game in a way too, where you got to line up certain things from the side. That can be very frustrating as well. Like, I think I'm about to go tackle somebody, but I'm on the wrong line, wrong plane or something from the other player and totally miss. So that gets frustrating. The other thing that's frustrating is the switching the player to the closest to the ball. There's something in the settings I have to still check if it automatically does it, because if it does, it throws me off. Like, I'm trying to go after the guy and I'm pressing up on this one person. And then when the ball goes over here, my goalie starts going up away from the goal because I'm pressing up from the other character. Yeah. And it's like, come on, that's not what I wanted to do. Quit automatically switching over. And you can hear it because I do a first look on this game. You can hear me getting frustrated at this game. So you just like, you hear me saying, oh, come on. And visibly getting frustrated as well. So you can see the craziness in the game too on our first look. So go check that out. Also played the Maestro demo that Marty, I think you brought up earlier in the games that have come out. There's a demo for Maestro. Again, a rhythm-based orchestra game. And I do a first look on that on our channel. I think that's out now. And yeah, that game's coming out later this year, and I'm looking forward to that. It's actually, the demo is pretty fun. I didn't play it near my TV, which I think would be a lot better than playing at the computer where I had limited space. So like some of my waggle didn't work out so well, but I still had fun, and I'm looking forward to playing it on my TV with a little bit more space to wave my arms around. And the music I started getting into too, and I was like getting into it, but it threw off my orchestrating. And then yes, my conducting. Thank you. And then Marty, I know you're going to be talking about that shortly too. But the last thing I'll mention that I played today, right before our show, which is why I was late, I did a first look of the 1,000 Times Resist Nintendo Switch 2 edition game, and it's going to be dropped soon, depending on when Justin drops it. But I did a first look of that. It is a award-winning narrative game, interactive narrative game that's based on 1,000 years of, it's 1,000 years into the future where humanity died except for this one person who basically becomes immortal and created clones of herself. And all of these clones are living on underground in Earth right now. And I'm just learning about the story about one of these characters, one of these versions of the clone is trying to talk about the lies that have been built upon over these 1,000 years of why they were created and all that kind of stuff. So there's a very cool story there that intrigued me when the game first came out on the Switch, I think in last year, I want to say. Or the game's been out, I think, since 2024, but I think it came out on the Switch later, 2025, and then now is on the Switch 2 for 2026. So the Switch 2 version has 4K capabilities on, 4K TV, 1080p on everything else, 30 frames per second in any mode. So it looks fantastic when I was playing it here on my 1080p screen. So I'm curious to what it's going to look like on my 4K TV. All that being said, that's what I've been playing. Marty, what you been playing?
Well, in addition to ReStory and Maestro, I've been playing Fortnite's new Override season that dropped today, which is a video game themed season that is really good so far. I I've really enjoyed the few matches that I played. I've already like level 6 or 7. I can't remember where I'm at,
Yeah, it's
but
been a
I
minute
played
since you
enough
played, it
to.
seems like.
No, I've been playing this past season, so I
Have you? Okay.
didn't. I've not been as like hardcore about it. Like I've got to get everything. I've got to get
Hmm.
all the extras and everything. I did finish the battle pass this past season with like 1 day left.
Okay.
So it did not hold me, but this is I think this is really well done. Um, a couple of changes that have been dropped in that weren't there before. There are now like sometimes when you open a chest or when you get to go to certain parts of the map, there are codes on the floor or the wall that you can interact with, and when you put in the right code, like it will give you a bonus,
Oh,
and you have to do it in a certain period of time.
okay.
Some of the codes you have to figure out, like they're obscured and you have to figure it out, but mostly they're like they're just directions, and you press them, and they'll give you a sprite or give you, and the sprites um, are based on video game characters too. Like there's a Sonic, a Shadow, a Tails sprite. There's an 8-bit sprite. A lot of the Battle Pass skins this season are generic character tropes, except for Sonic the Hedgehog, who you get when you first open the Battle Pass. But like there's like the Call of Duty guy, the Lara Croft character, the
Okay.
fighting game ninja, the adventurer, the kart racing girl, all that
Mm,
stuff. And there's some really iconic weapons in the game. Like there's a Tetris block you can get that allows you to drop Tetris blocks on your opponents. There's the Mega Man arm cannon, which Mega Man skin's coming later on. But when you get the Mega Man arm cannon, not only can you shoot with it and charge it up, but your character actually jumps in an animation like Mega Man,
with the legs.
and it plays Mega Man style music
nice.
while you've got it, and it also gives you a charged up slide that you can use twice and then it regenerates. So very, very cool how all that's
Nice.
come together. There's different POIs on the map that have changed. Like there's an island shaped like Pac-Man, there's an island shaped like a ghost. So that's been a lot of fun. I haven't fully explored it yet, but the other game I want to talk about is I've been playing Super Mario Sunshine, the non-NSO version, which this is the one in the Mario 3D All-Stars.
Okay.
And I just want to say to anyone who I has ever heard me on the show talk about Mario Sunshine's like, you're too hard on it. Yeah, I want you to know that I was saying that through rose-tinted glasses. And this game could go burn. All right. How this game came out and had the Nintendo seal of approval on it, I will never know. Mario controls like a tank on a sheet of ice.
That's funny.
It makes some of the most frustratingly terrible choices for camera angles and just all kinds of things for Mario games. I love it and I hate it. One of the things I'm really frustrated about with it right now is that you have certain areas that you get to from the main hub, and you know you to unlock the final area where Bowser is, you have to get 7 shines in each of those 7 areas. Well, they
Okay.
don't tell you that. so
Hmm.
so that it's a specific mission that you have to do in each of the areas, which is to defeat Shadow Mario. And when you do that in unlocks final area, well, I was just sitting there, like going through getting all 8, because I think it's 8 shines per area. I was doing all that. And then when I found out I just had to get the 7, I was like, why even bother? Right. But some of the missions that you have to do to get the shines are just frustratingly hard. Like there's no reason they should be that difficult. And it mainly comes down to Mario does not control well. And the systems of things that were established in 64 before it came to this, like it just throws a lot of those out the window. Like there's no crouch jump, there's no running crouch jump that makes you go further. You can't do the somersault. You have to do it with different controller inputs. And sometimes, like when I say Mario controls like a tank, like you're wanting to just go in a direction and jump. But if you do it too fast, you do a somersault jump because he turns so slowly to go in the other direction. It's just a weird, like the controls do not feel like a traditionally like super perfected, tightly wound up controls Mario,
Okay.
especially for 3D Marios.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just like the more I played of it tonight, the more I was like, how did this why did they do this and why did they do that? I did a little stream of it before the show, and it's just why I say like why did they do that? And there's been times where I've just had to I just had to put it down. Like, okay, I'm done with that right now. Like, because it wasn't that it was the most of the failure that I've found that I've had in this game is not because the game is difficult. It's because it just controls like crap.
Okay.
Like, I'm like, I can't, like, I didn't mean to go running off the edge of the platform. It just did it.
Yeah.
It just kept going when his feet hit So yeah, like I love it because it's a wacky, unique Mario.
You
Right.
didn't give you coyote frames like other Mario games do?
No. But so yeah, that's what I've been playing.
It sounds
Tim, why
so
don't you close out
thrilled.
the show this week?
All right. I'll do that. Was there anything? Did you mention ReStory? Is there anything you wanted to mention about
Yeah,
ReStory?
I just said, I'm
Oh,
just a
okay.
few story beats ahead of you. I've got
Yeah,
8.
that's right. Okay.
I've got 8 licenses. I've moved up to doing like well, like what is the new thing I've got that takes forever to do? Like there's a new phone. I've gone
Hmm.
from the Nokia phone to one where it's a different type. Yeah, it has way more pieces. Oh, and the Walkman. I'm doing the Sony Walkman, which
Yeah.
I think and I hate it. It's
You hate
so
that?
many
There's
little
so many
fiddly
little pieces.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I just got that
screws.
one. That one and
So,
and there's a phone I got. It's like I forget which brand it is, but it ends in 65.
yep, that's
Is that the one you're talking
a
about? Simmons, yeah.
Simmons 65 or something like that. That's the one. It's not as bad, but the
Yeah.
Walkman's frustrating.
Yeah. The walkie-talkie was really easy just getting that together, taking that apart. But all right, that ends the show. That's it. Before we head out, a huge shout out to our Patreon producers, Dave Ernsberger and John Doe, and our incredible community across Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube. By the way, I wonder if John Doe is the A1 or A1, the AI thing. Maybe
It's stalking us all along.
It's been stalking us. Your support keeps the lights on. Anything besides just the Patreon producers, they are helping as well. But all of the things you guys do out there to help us out helps keep the light on and do things like what we've been doing, like having these game codes sent to us, getting to see games come out before they're announced that we'll be able to talk about next week. So make sure you stay tuned for next week. You can find everything we do from merch to our social links and from our extra life to our fellow dad podcasts all in one place at nintendodads.org. Special thanks to OC Remix for the tunes. Want to be on the show? Reach out to nintendodads@gmail.com. You can send us an email there or record something and send it to us there. Or if you want to make it easy, just call our voicemail at 929-256-3237 or 929-25-NDADS. That's where you can also let us know where Justin is, because he's missing, back on the milk cart. Call that number. Don't forget to subscribe and leave those 5-star reviews. Thanks for listening. For me, Marty, Jesse, and the missing Justin. We'll check you later. Bye. Oh, wait, don't stop. Hold on. I forgot to announce something. I forgot to
did.
put it in the notes. But we're already. Are you still recording?
I'm still recording, but I've already kicked off the raid in Twitch.
right.
But we're
That's
still
fine.
recording.
All right, just want to announce the winners of the monthly mayhem, and I'll let them know too in the Discord. We had our monthly mayhem for Splatoon Raiders, and we had great turnout for that game. We had lots of people who turned out for it. We had Dat Fast, who was last, that John called out. Ryan, Zablock, Trey, Chatsworth, Max Power, Drew, Darth Platty, Informant, Hoots, and C-Dub. And the winner is C-Dub with 43 total points. They get a $25 eShop card. And the lotto winner is Chatsworth 7. They also get a $25 eShop card. So thanks, and sorry for interrupting our ending song. So Jesse, you go ahead and play that again, or say the Nintendo Dads thing. Bye.
I'll just go right from here.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Do you know who I am?